If you ask any of the experts when it comes to manifestation, there is always the step of gratitude. A lot of us are not grateful for what we have. And if we're not grateful for what we already have, the universe won't align with us and really grant our true desires. So it's not just about taking action, it's about being grateful too. How often do we take our families for granted? Do we say thank you enough? If something unexpected happens, say you find £10 in your purse or wallet that you didn't even know you had, that feeling of finding that money is a positive feeling. But we must be grateful for things like that. I find myself saying thank you, universe, quite a lot. If we don't thank the universe, then we're not ready to receive. And we have to be open to receive. And we also need to be grateful for what we already have. And if we really want to manifest the items that are on our wish list, or when we dream about the future and how we really want it to be, we have to visualize that and be grateful. It's as though it's already happened. Thank you for that lottery win. Thank you for my dream house. Be thankful for the things that you want now. Be grateful for the life you want to live, as though you're already living it. One of the biggest factors in manifesting and the law of attraction is believing that you already have everything that you could possibly need. Needs and wants are very, very different. So we can think, oh, I would really want that. But do we need it? Are we just hoping to win the lottery so we can impress others? Or are we imagining if we had that money that we could do so much for other people, that we would be so grateful for it, that we would make such a difference with that money for everybody else within our life? There used to be this saying that money comes to money. And I know in some ways a lot of people still think that's true. But how many people that have come from nothing have become people of worth, people of stature? They've always believed that they were meant to do things that might change the world. And their belief is what carries them through. Even some of the lottery winners, I've seen the articles and they've said, I always knew that I was meant to win. Maybe they imagined winning so many times as though it was really happening to them. Maybe they had lottery winning headlines on their vision boards. They put their lottery ticket up on their memo board for people to see, for them to see every day, and told themselves, I have the winning numbers. I have my dream house. I have my dream life. And I'm grateful for it. I am grateful for being able to support my family. I am grateful for having abundance and wealth. Being grateful is definitely underrated, and the more grateful we are, the more blessings that will be sent our way. I'm grateful that my mum is still around. I'm grateful that my daughter gets to go to a school where a lot of people pay a lot of money for. I have to focus on the positive things. The more positive we are, and the more grateful that we show we are, the more the universe will open up to us. Every time something good happens, like I've said before, I always say thanks, universe. When something goes my way, I say thanks, universe. There is definitely a higher power. I don't know what it is, but there really is something out there that's made of energy, just like we are, just like the objects around us are made of energy, all vibrating at different frequencies. We need to align with the frequency that kicks that law of attraction into place. So when you climb into bed at night, be grateful that you've made it through the day, that you've found solutions to the problems, or maybe something's unexpected happened and you're like, wow, I'm so grateful that that happened today. Try and find 3 positive things about your day, even if it's not gone exactly the way that you wanted to. Trust in the universe. Trust that these things had to happen. They either put you on the path that you should be on, that the universe has planned out for you, or you end up getting the things that you really wished for. There's also the saying that be careful what you wish for, because you might get it. And it's such a true saying, because if you're thinking negatively, that is what is going to come into your life. We do have some control about the events that happen in our lives. If we're always thinking negatively, somehow a lot of negative things seem to happen to us. But if we think positively, and this is where the neuro-linguistic form of coaching comes in. Sometimes we have to reframe our mind. It could have been a really, really bad day, but if we find some positive things in that day and we're grateful for the positive things, then there's a balance. There always has to be a balance. Sometimes you can go through weeks or months, it seems, of bad things happening, everything's going wrong. But we have to trust in the universe that there's reasons for that. And a lot of people say this happened for a reason. Now, many say, I can't believe that people say things happen for a reason. How can they say that? They don't understand what it's like to go through stuff. Well, I know people that have been through a lot, and some of them have said that everything happens for a reason. Hence, one door closes, so another one opens up. This is the balance that I'm talking about. Now, if you've been through a lot of trauma in your life, sometimes you have to be thankful for that, because it gives you a heightened sense of being able to figure out a person. Like, not just figuring out what they're about. You start to realise that their actions don't match up with their words. And a lot of people are quite ignorant to them things. But your sense is heightened because of your traumatic experiences. And you can learn to use what you have learned in life to your advantage. It's just the way that you look at things. So you can take a negative experience and you can reframe it into something positive. I'm not saying that things don't hurt, trauma doesn't have a lasting effect on your body. I'm not dismissing what people go through. But you can make sure that that kind of thing would never happen again. And you have the hindsight of being able to protect your family from the same kind of things, because you know the signs. You get a certain vibe from people when they walk into a room. You can tell when someone isn't quite telling the truth, whereas everybody else around seems to be clueless to these facts. It's the way of keeping yourself safe and keeping the people around you safe. Life has lessons that you need to learn from. And if you learn from these lessons, then you've got something positive out of any negative experience. So I want you to think about the good things tonight. When you get into bed, the day's done, nobody needs you anymore. You can just go to bed and clear your mind and try to think about the positive aspects that you can take into the next day. Yesterday might have been what we say a bad day. It doesn't mean that it was a completely bad day. You might have had things happen to you that dampened your faith a little bit in humankind. But remember, not everybody is the same. There are good people out there. Sometimes you have to cut off the people that are draining you and making you feel negative, so you can make room for another tribe that will lift you up, make you feel empowered, make you feel positive. So if you've just left a relationship, a friendship's just ended, something that actually wasn't serving you, you've now made the room for the good things that are coming to you, and they will. Gratefulness is definitely underrated. The more grateful you are, the more things that will happen for you to be grateful for.